It's 2 a.m. Your cat has a $60 orthopedic bed you bought specifically for them. They have the couch, the windowsill, that one warm spot by the air vent they discovered 3 winters ago. And yet, here they are, 12 pounds of fur pressed directly against your ribs, purring like a small diesel engine, completely, aggressively unbothered. Now, most people laugh this off. Oh, cats are weird. She just wants warmth. He thinks he owns the place. And look, maybe. But behavioral science tells a completely different story. Because cats are not dogs. Cats are solitary hunters by nature. They don't form packs. They don't need a group to survive. Every instinct in a cat's biology was built around independence. So when your cat, an animal hardwired for solitude, chooses to sleep pressed against your body, that's not random. That's not habit. That is one of the most significant things they will ever do. Let's kill the warmth argument first. Because yes, cats love warmth. Their ideal body temperature runs higher than ours, around 101 to 102 degrees Fahrenheit. You're basically a walking heated blanket. But here's the problem with that theory. Your cat has 17 warm spots in your home that don't move, don't roll over at 3 a.m., and don't accidentally kick them off the bed. If pure warmth was the goal, you'd lose every time. So why do they keep choosing you? Here's what most people don't know about cats. For decades, literally decades, scientists assumed cats were asocial, independent, emotionally detached. The research just wasn't there, because cats don't perform attachment the way dogs do. They don't follow you to the door. They don't whine when you leave. But in 2019, researchers at Oregon State University ran a study that quietly shook the entire field of animal behavior. They adapted the same attachment test used on human infants, Ainsworth's Strain Situation Procedure, and applied it to cats. The results? 65% of cats tested were securely attached to their owners. Securely attached. The same classification used for human toddlers who feel safe, protected, and emotionally bonded to their caregiver. The cats used their owners as a secure base. When the owner left, distress. When the owner returned, comfort. The anxiety reduced. The exploration resumed. Your cat isn't indifferent to you. They are quietly, deeply bonded to you, in a way that looks nothing like a dog's bond, but neurologically runs just as deep. And sleep is where that bond becomes impossible to hide. Because here's what sleep means to a cat. Cats sleep 12 to 16 hours a day. That's not laziness, that's biology. They're ambush predators, explosive energy, followed by long recovery. Every sleeping cat in the wild is completely vulnerable. No defense, no awareness, no escape. Their nervous system knows this. So where a cat chooses to sleep is everything. Wild cats sleep in hidden, elevated, enclosed spaces. Places with one exit. Places where nothing can sneak up on them. Your bed is none of those things. It's open. It's large. It moves unpredictably. There's a giant human in it, and your cat climbs up anyway. Not despite the vulnerability, because of who you are to them. When your cat sleeps against you, they are placing themselves in the most defenseless state possible, and choosing you as the thing that makes that okay. That's not a small thing. That is trust at its most primal level. Now let's talk chemistry, because this is where it gets genuinely surprising. You've probably heard of oxytocin, the bonding hormone, the same neurochemical released between mothers and newborns, between romantic partners, between close friends. Researchers have confirmed that petting your cat triggers an oxytocin release in both of you, simultaneously. But cats have a second system that humans don't fully appreciate, the purr. Cat purring occurs at frequencies between 25 and 150 Hz. And here's the part nobody talks about. That frequency range is the same range used in clinical vibroacoustic therapy to promote bone density, reduce inflammation, lower blood pressure, and accelerate tissue healing. Your cat is not just purring because they're happy. Their purr is quite literally a self-healing mechanism. a biological tool their nervous system activates under stress, during injury, and during rest. And when they purr pressed against your chest, you're inside that frequency. Studies on human sleep have shown that low-frequency vibration reduces cortisol, your primary stress hormone, and activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest state, the opposite of fight or flight. Your cat isn't just sleeping next to you. They may be physiologically regulating your nervous system while they do it. Now I want to tell you something that most cat owners completely miss. Cats communicate almost entirely through behavior. They don't bark. They rarely vocalize with each other as adults. Meowing is a language cats develop specifically to communicate with humans, which means every behavioral pattern your cat has carries information. The sleep position matters. A cat who sleeps touching you, pressed against your legs, curled into your stomach, draped across your chest, is expressing the highest tier of social trust in their behavioral vocabulary. A cat who sleeps near you but not touching, at the foot of the bed, on the nightstand, on the floor beside you, is still choosing proximity, still choosing your space, still telling you something. And a cat who sleeps in a completely separate room isn't necessarily cold or distant. Some cats are simply lower on the physical contact spectrum, and that's normal. But if your cat suddenly stops sleeping near you after months or years of doing it, pay attention, because that shift is almost never random. Sometimes it's environmental. A new pet, a new baby, a change in your schedule, a smell on your clothes they don't recognize. Cats are extraordinarily sensitive to territorial changes. Things that feel minor to you can feel destabilizing to them. But sometimes it's physical. Veterinary behaviorists have identified changes in sleep location as one of the earliest detectable signs of pain in cats. Before limping, before loss of appetite, before any visible symptom. A cat who stops jumping onto the bed may not have lost interest. They may be hurting. And in cats over 10 years old, changes in nighttime behavior, including sleep location, increased vocalization, and disorientation, are hallmark signs of feline cognitive dysfunction, the cat equivalent of dementia. It's more common than most owners realize, and most miss the early signs entirely. Your cat doesn't have language. Behavior is the only way they can tell you something is wrong. So if the pattern changes, don't dismiss it. Take it seriously. There's one more thing, and this one is a little hard to explain without it sounding strange, but the science backs it up. A 2024 study measured heart rate variability, one of the best markers of nervous system regulation, in bonded cat-owner pairs across multiple shared activities. The finding? Their nervous systems were synchronizing, not just responding to the same environment, actually co-regulating, each system influencing the other. The effect was strongest during rest, during stillness, during sleep. Two nervous systems, two different species, calibrating each other in the dark. So the next time it's 2 a.m. and your cat has walked past their perfectly good bed, past the couch, past the warm spot by the vent, and they've circled twice and pressed themselves against your side and started that low, steady purr, remember what's actually happening. Your cat, an animal built for solitude and independence, chose you. Not because they had to, not because you're warm, but because 15 years of living with humans changed them. Because your specific presence, your heartbeat, your scent, your nervous system registers to them as safe. And in the language of a solitary predator, safe is the highest compliment they know how to give. If this changed how you see your cat, subscribe and drop a comment below. I want to know, does your cat sleep on you, next to you, or across the room? And if you want to know what it actually means when your cat slow blinks at you, that's the next video. And the science behind it will completely change how you see them.